I always tell them, if you have the ability to laugh at yourself, you win. Like, there's something
Yes.
about that. So I
So
appreciate that,
freeing,
it's
right?
so freeing.
You're such a good mom, Kit, because you always have like such great wisdom. And I think, just such perspective that, I think every young girl, I mean, I don't have young girls, but like your girls really benefit from that.
I appreciate that. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Natalie, weirdest thing in your purse?
Weirdest thing in my purse. Probably the crumbs of leftover snacks.
What are we snacking on? I just had my almonds in there. I had my Kind
They're
bar. Like, what's in
so healthy. No, I have some bars in there that are like leftover crumbs and nuts and seeds and things that have melted at the bottom of the
yeah.
bag. I just have a lot of, the bigger the bag, the more that ends up in it. So there are just weird things in there. I mean, there are probably mold cultures in there at the
Oh,
bottom somewhere.
I pulled out 5 pairs of sunglasses the other day. Like,
Oh
I
yeah,
yeah, what is that? What are we doing with these sunglasses?
I know. I know. Losing them at the bottom of your bag.
And they're always on my head as I'm looking for them.
Yeah.
What would people be surprised to know about you?
Unless you do a deep dive into my past, I think people maybe don't know that my first job out of college was in finance. And I kind of am a day trader, have a stock portfolio that I've had
Cool.
ever since I was in Yes, you didn't even know this about me, did you?
What? Did you have a briefcase? You're a trader? Like, did you go down to Wall
On
Street?
Wall Street, yes.
You're a working girl.
I was a working girl. I had the big hair and the shoulder pads.
You got a body for sin and a mind for business.
For business, yeah.
Were you great at it? And what did you love about it?
No, that's why I did it for 2 years. It was right out of college, Chemical Bank, which is now JP Morgan Chase. They recruited me and at that time I was trying to be a journalist, but you couldn't find a paying job in journalism, but I wanted, to live in Manhattan. So this is another piece of advice I always say to, up and coming young journalists is don't be afraid to take another job sometimes.
Yep.
And you have to start somewhere. You can always pivot back as long as you kind of keep your eye on the prize, but sometimes you have to make money
Yeah.
and you have to put the money away, which I did for 2 years. And after I, saved up and I did want to learn about the world economy and markets. And I'm so glad I did. I learned so much. And listen, I started investing at a young age. And had I not had that background,
Mhm.
I wouldn't be able to retire.
Isn't that the coolest? I love that you did that. That's the best
Yeah.
advice. I sold copiers for Kodak, wanting to be
See?
a journalist, but I was like that. I had to make some money.
You're the hot copy machine girl, though.
Oh
Like, here
man,
she comes. She could sell us anything. She's going to sell us a fax next.
Was your first job at Court TV?
My first TV job was Court TV. Yeah. So out from JP Morgan or at Chemical Bank at the time, I was able to get a job in the marketing group at Court TV. And I put a tape together during that time at Court TV. Back then, you put an actual cassette
Yeah.
tape, a reel, and sent it to all the stations locally in the area. And then got my first real on air job at News 12 The Bronx.
Yes.
As local news gets.
You're writing, you're shooting it, you're editing,
Editing,
everything.
all of it, anchoring, and rolling my own prompter all at the same time.
Incredible. Do you ever remember an interview that just totally went off the rails?
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, so many. I mean, there was one interview where it was, make sure Joe's not around, very handsome actor. And for whatever movie it was, can't remember the name of the movie. And I just locked onto his eyes and was just like, wow, are those green or are those blue? Maybe they're green. The whole time I'm like debating in my head. I'm like, I'm supposed to be asking questions. I've never been more tongue tied.
Did you pull anything out? Did this air? How can I find this interview